All right, so I've spent some amount of time with the Itel P40 Plus, and there are so many cool stuffs about this phone, especially since this device now budget entry level device from Itel. So one main highlight of this phone is the battery life. The battery life now LLA. It is 7,000 mAh, and conveniently it can last you for 4 days. Okay, let's say if you be intensive user, let's say 3 days on a single charge. So this 7,000 mAh capacity will last you for a very long time and have the USB Type-C port to charge it. But the issue is that charging from 0 to 100 can take you hours because of how big the capacity is and how slow the charging speed solution is. But once you charge it full, it will last you for a very long time. And even though the battery capacity is big, the phone is still lightweighted to a reasonable extent. So the material, plastic they use helps in keeping the phone lightweighted. Then the design too, this is the first time you see an Itel smartphone with a poncho center hole, that is a dot-in display. Like the Itel S23, you have the water drop notch, which is very familiar with Itel smartphones. But the modern design these days in smartphones is the dot-in display, and that's what the Itel P40 Plus also comes with. So the display is an LCD panel. It's not so very bright, but it's okay considering the price you are getting this smartphone. And you also have 90 Hz refresh rate. It's a very smooth display, just the way my experience with the S23 is or was. When I had the Itel P40 Plus, I could feel how smooth the smartphone is. So you can set it to 60 Hz refresh rate or 90 Hz refresh rate. So if the 60 Hz refresh rate, it will take you up to that 4 days for sure. But if you are doing 90 or auto, then you can get 3 days battery life. Then you also notice the dual rear cameras on the back. Like this phone, the main camera is 13 megapixel, while up front you have 8 megapixel. It is not a camera smartphone. Being a budget entry level smartphone, what you have in the camera experience is there and nothing spectacular. But you also know that the main highlight of this smartphone, like I said earlier on, was not the camera system, but rather would be on the battery and on the design, the modern dot-in display. So, but the camera can snap anything with the front, but not spectacular per se. And then the phone also supports 4G network. Unlike previous Itels that are restricted to 3G network, this one will get 4G connected. And I also want to talk about the software experience of the smartphone. So this, you have the Itel version 13 skin software based on latest Android 13. Now that is where I want to focus on. So the Itel S23, I already made a review about it. You can check here to watch it. The Itel S23 is what Itel currently is promoting and showcasing, running ads here and there, but that will run Android 12 out of the box. But with the Itel P40 Plus, you have Android 13. It's the best phone Itel has made yet, from the battery life to the display to the design, and then coming to the software experience. This is top notch, the best Itel has made yet. So you also have 4 gigs of RAM here and 128 gigs of internal storage, which you can also expand via a micro SD card. And you have the Unisoc T606 chipset, which is 4G connected. That is the main highlights of the entry-level chipsets. So it's one of the reasons why Itel is still able to keep this phone at a budget price. So the performance gives you that entry-level performance, but with 4G connectivity. So the smartphone is now available for purchase. You can visit Day or 3C Up to get the smartphone. I'll drop the seller's contact in the description below so you can contact them to get yours. And if you are also interested, you want to see a direct comparison of the Itel P40 Plus versus Itel S23, you can indicate in the comment section. And if I see a lot of you guys, good numbers of you want it, then I'll consider doing a video for that. But that is it for now. Let me know what you think about the Itel P40 Plus. What impresses you the most about this smartphone? Is it the design? Is it the latest software? Or is it the 90 Hz refresh rate? Or the big battery capacity? I'll be in the comment section for a while to see your response. Alright, so it's my here. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe and turn the post bell, and I'll see you guys around in my next one.